Hi Miss, I'm Khan Wei, and now we are going to present our Network Administration and Security Assignment Report. Our group consists of me, Albert, Xuan, and Zheng Yu. These are the contents that we will be covering later in this video. Now I will proceed with the introduction. Summer Library, also known as Tun Hussein On Summer Library, is a large library found in Summer campus. It provides service to various parties and students. Summer Library's goal is to help students to achieve academic success and growth. Summer Library use technology for their website and data storage, security, and more. They will surely face many security challenges that is related to network. In the next part, I will be talking about the security challenge faced by Summer Libraries. The first security challenge for Summer Library is managing access control. As there are many entry points for users to enter the library, through facial recognition, regulating access can be complex. Next, Summer Library has to protect its vast collection of resources, including the print materials, audiovisual materials, and electronic resources, to prevent them from being stolen and duplicated. Furthermore, cybersecurity is also a major challenge for Summer Library, as they publish many soft copy resources on their websites. Outsiders have the opportunity to undergo cyber threats like malware and phishing attacks. It will not only harm the online resources, but also users' data. Now I will pass it on to the next presenter to talk about the external cloud network attacks.
Hi, I'm Zheng Yu, and I'm going to talk about the explanation of external cloud network attacks. It is a cyber attacks that come from areas that are outside of an organization, normally are done by a group of malicious actors. These attacks target the network infrastructure and services of the cloud computing environments from outside the organization's perimeter. These attacks seek to take advantage of flaws in the cloud system, threaten data confidentiality and integrity, interfere with services, or gain unauthorized access to sensitive information of the organization. Due to the large volumes of data, some of the large organization stores, cloud environments, become appealing targets for malicious attackers. Attacks on external cloud networks of the organization may result in serious consequences like financial losses, reputation harm, and also the data breaches. There are two types of external cloud networks attacks that we have found out through the research, which is the distributed denial of service attack known as DDoS attack, and also the supply chain attack. I'll be covering both of it in the following slides. So, a DDoS attack is an intentional attempt to obstruct the regular behavior of a server, service, or network by flooding the target with excessive amount of traffic or sending the target information that will trigger a crash. This leads to the intended users being unable to access the network. This attack can occur and launch it on Summer Library through its cloud servers. Summer Library's cloud servers store many important and private information like its research databases and online catalog. The attacker can launch by attack by overloading the servers with large amount of requests through the deployment of bonnet or several hacked devices, making the server unresponsive and overloaded. This makes the library's online resources inaccessible to its authorized users, causing an interruption of service and possible financial and image losses. An example for DDoS attack is protocol attack. Protocol attack is an attack in which attackers consume all of the capacity of web servers such as firewalls while exposing vulnerabilities in layer 3 and layer 4 of the OSI protocol. An example of a protocol attack that can be launched towards Summer Library is a SYN flood. It occurs when the attackers send a excessive amount of TCP handshake requests with fake source IP address to the victim. Although the targeted servers can try to respond to every connection request, the final handshake never happens, causing the target to be overwhelmed by requests, resulting in the shutdown of the server. Next, I'm going to talk about the supply chain attack. A supply chain attack is a cyber attack in which the attack is goal is to breach an organization's network by focusing on a third-party supplier or vendor. Since these attacks do not target the organization directly, they might be challenging to identify. Sunway Library relies on several third-party suppliers to receive research papers, online materials, and also the audio recordings, as well as to maintain their websites and databases. Most importantly, there is a vendor that provides Sunway Library with its cloud service system. If one of these providers are compromised through a supply chain attack, it could affect the security of Sunway's cloud environment. Introducing vulnerabilities or backdoors into Sunway Library system. The attacker can then infect the cloud service system with malware or viruses, resulting in unauthorized access to Sunway Library's data and resources. An example of supply chain attack that can be launched towards Sunway Library is malicious code injection. This is done by inserting a backdoor into Sunway Library's vendors software, allowing the bypass of the organization's security systems. This backdoor can remain undetected and provide the attackers with persistent access to the network of Sunway Library. Through trusted vendors or software providers, attackers are able to infiltrate the targeted networks and compromise their sensitive data.
Hi, I'm Albert, and I will be continuing with the explanation of internal cloud network attacks in the following slides. Internal cloud network attacks are the threats that originate within the organization and are usually done by employees with the authorization of the organization's network and information. These threats often involve taking advantage of weaknesses in internal systems or networks of the organization to attack the cloud computing infrastructure. These types of attacks can be difficult to identify and prevent, as the attacks are usually overlooked and could be caused by those that are very familiar with the organization's network environment and level of access control. Internal cloud network attacks can lead to various service disruptions or lead to unauthorized access to private data. There are two types of internal cloud network attacks that we have identified, which are employee negligence and intentional insider attacks. I will be covering both in the following slides. Employee negligence is when employees neglect security protocols and participate in harmful activities that could result in a data breach. It is caused by the carelessness of employees, and some examples of how employee negligence can lead to network attacks is when employees are interacting with websites and email attachments, they accidentally click on a malicious link, and this gives access to attackers on the company's network and data. Or, the employees click on a phishing website that imitates the real websites, and the employees do not double-check the website and fill in their login info, which lets attackers gain unauthorized access. Employees that are using unsecure and public Wi-Fi networks could also lead to attacks. These Wi-Fi networks could be set up by attackers and get the data leaked. Another cause is intentional insider attacks, where employees that have access to the network compromise the security and steal the data from the organization. There are various reasons on why employees might carry out these attacks. It could be caused by the employee's greed, personal benefit, or if they have grudges against the organization. Once the attack has been carried out, the employee can sell the data to outsiders or abuse their privilege to install malware or viruses on the network. These attacks are especially dangerous since the employees have high understanding of the network security protocols and can cause data breaches or disrupt cloud service.
Hi, I'm Xuan, and I'm going to talk about what can Sunway Library do to ensure transparency and also informed consent regarding the data collection of its users and the use of this data in the cloud. Firstly, Sunway Library should develop a simple and clear privacy policy that explains how data is collected, stored, used, and protected in the cloud. After implementing the privacy policies, they can proceed to publish transparency reports that include all necessary information to be shared to its users to build trust among the user base. Next, Sunway Library can also implement an opt-in mechanism to their cloud system, which involves users actively agreeing to give consent for this collection and utilization of their data. This allows users to understand how their data will be used. Besides opt-in mechanisms, Sunway Library can also implement granular control settings. This allows users to choose the specific types of data they are willing to share. This method can enable users to customize their consent preferences based on their privacy requirements. Furthermore, Sunway Library can also organize awareness campaigns to educate users on data collection process and also the privacy implications associated with cloud services. By implementing all of these steps, it will be easy for Sunway Library to improve their transparency and also informed consent. Now, I will be talking about the common types of access control models used in cloud environments. The first most used model is role-based access control, also known as RBAC. RBAC operates by providing access permissions based on the various roles that individuals have within an organization. For example, the administrators, developers, and users role. Different roles will have a different set of permissions to the system. This is able to reduce the chance of unauthorized access or data breaches. Next, the second most common access control model will be discretionary access control, also known as DAC. DAC is the least restrictive model where it allows users to have full control over the objects within the system. Although it makes it very flexible and scalable for users, it may lead to potential inconsistencies if not managed correctly. Furthermore, mandatory access control (MAC) is also one of the most commonly used access control models in cloud environments. For this model, it limits the authority of users unlike DAC. It helps to select which resource can be allowed into the file system. The security policies are often set by system or security administrator. MAC focuses mainly on the security of the cloud system, as every resource in the cloud is assigned a security label, and only the user with matching security label is able to access the resource. So that's all from me. We will now conclude this presentation.
In conclusion, by taking a complete approach to security, consistently monitoring and adapting to the always evolving security attack, Sunway Library will be able to protect their data while maintaining a secure environment for its users. That's all from us. Thank you so much.